At this time, I'd like to introduce to the podium former New Hampshire Attorney General and current United States Senator, Senator Kelly Ayotte.
I'm deeply honored to be here with all of you today. What an important event to have here. I want to thank Governor Lynch. I want to echo what General Riddell has said. I've seen his dedication throughout the years to our state and to our veterans, and thank you for everything that you've done for our state. We really appreciate your leadership, Governor Lynch. And it's an honor to be here with General Riddell and all of our distinguished veterans, faculty members here, and of course, our wonderful students here at the Woodbury School. Before I begin, I'd also like to thank Cindy Woodbury for her great work in organizing this important observance for so many years. I think this is a model, really, to think about what can be done throughout the state to make sure that our younger generations appreciate the sacrifice of our veterans and the importance of Veterans Day. So I want to thank Cindy for that, and I know that her father-in-law John is here, and I want to thank him for his service. And you know, I see so many in the audience, veterans who have served us at different times in our country in so many conflicts that we've been involved in. And Cindy's father-in-law John served in Operation Blue Bat in Lebanon in 1958. I want to thank him for his service to the Army, and also everyone who is here for their service. Veterans Day, of course, is an incredibly important day for our country. That today we recognize those who have put their lives on the line in service to our nation. And I think that all of us here appreciate that we would not be able to be here in this wonderful country and to have a day like this, an important observance, if it weren't for the sacrifices of our men and women in uniform and their families. So to every veteran here, thank you for what you have done. God bless you, because we understand we would not enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy in this country but for everything that you have done for our country. So thank you so much for everything that you have done and do for our country. I feel very fortunate to come from a military family. My husband's an Iraq War veteran, and my grandfather, who's we're blessed to still have with us, he's 95 years old, he's a World War II veteran, and by the way, the most informed person in our family, and always giving me very good advice, and I appreciate it. And when I think about, and I've had the chance, as General Riddell mentioned, to serve, the privilege of serving on the Senate Armed Services Committee, where I've met many of our leaders and many of our men and women in uniform, and this is what I'm struck by. First of all, we have the best military in the world. We have people who go out and give everything for us. And they do it very quietly. They're quiet heroes. They don't ask for recognition. And the fact that we would stand here today and give it to them is so incredibly important. And as we stand here, we cannot forget that we have so many men and women who are still serving us in difficult places overseas. As we enjoy our breakfast today, they are in places like Afghanistan. We have 65,000 soldiers in Afghanistan still. And in fact, as General Riddell mentioned, we will be praying and supporting our own New Hampshire National Guard. Our 169th Medevac unit is about to deploy to Afghanistan. And so we need to keep them in our thoughts and our prayers, and understand that we don't always see it on the headlines, but as we stand here, there are those who are in very difficult circumstances and are working and are sacrificing so much so that we can remain a free and prosperous country. Finally, I just want to say to the students who are here, I thank you so much. Your essays are phenomenal. And for us to hear from you about what Veterans Day means to you is incredibly meaningful on this important day. But let's not forget that although we observe Veterans Day, we need to remember every single day the sacrifices of our men and women in uniform. So I would ask the students here, when you see someone in uniform, please go up and thank them. When you see someone wearing a hat that says they're a Vietnam veteran or have served our country, every day go up and say thank you for what you have done for our country. Because it's not just Veterans Day that we honor our men and women in uniform and those who have served, but every day we have to keep them in our hearts and express the gratitude that we all feel as a country. So I thank you so much for having me here today, and this is a wonderful observance, and may God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
This time I would like to introduce student essayist Michelle Corbani.
Thank you, veterans. You sacrificed your life to keep our family, friends, and even strangers safe. But you are not strangers to us. You're heroes. You help the United States of America each day. Everyone is so thankful for all you who could be here. Thank you all so much. All of you are blessings to America. We're all glad and proud to have you in this country. Thank you for serving us to keep us safe all day, every day. You are also brave to be fighting in this country day and night. You are all the bravest and the best. America is so blessed to have you all. One day we'll be old enough to realize how lucky we all are to have very important people like you. America is lucky to have brave souls like you today who are fighting for our freedom. Thank you all very much.
Next, our chorus will lead us in a patriotic medley.
Ladies and gentlemen, as Senator Ayotte said, it's just an honor to be with you today. When we get to your song, please stand and be recognized. And if you're here representing a veteran, when we get to their song, please stand and be recognized. The United States Army!
Keep on rolling, never
It's my pleasure at this time to introduce the 80th Governor of the state of New Hampshire, Governor John Lynch.
Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you all very much. And I'm delighted to be here at the Woodbury School. As was mentioned, you all do such a fabulous job of setting the tone for this Veterans Day week, as General Riddell described it. And what a wonderful way to express to our veterans our appreciation for all that they've done. And General Riddell and Senator Kelly Ayotte, thank you for all that you do for our veterans. They absolutely are devoted to helping our veterans any way they possibly can. So let me begin by thanking you all for coming here today as we honor our heroes, our real heroes here in New Hampshire, our veterans. And let me thank our veterans who are here. Thank you for your service, thank you for your sacrifice, thank you for your courage and for your dedication. And was mentioned, we can't forget there's a new generation of veterans returning home from Iraq and Afghanistan, and we still have troops over in Afghanistan, and we must continue to give them all of our support as they're over there serving our country. Veterans Day, as many of you know, really began nearly a century ago as an official way of recognizing the end of World War I, the armistice. And he quickly evolved into a day to remember and honor all of our veterans. It's so important to honor our veterans. Our veterans have sacrificed for us every time our freedoms in this country have been challenged. Men and women from across New Hampshire and across the nation answered the call. And the sacrifices that they made for us, that you made for us, continue to this day. You continue to sacrifice for us, along with your families. You all fought for our nation with honor and with dignity, and you basically asked for very little in return, which is amazing. I should ask the students to think about what it was like for our veterans who initially answered the call to duty. They weren't much older than you are today, as they served in World War II or Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan, or Iraq. They entered the armed services right out of high school. And they are the people that we know every day. They're our grandmothers and grandfathers, our fathers and our mothers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles. They're our teachers, our police officers, our firefighters, the small business owners, doctors, our neighbors, and our friends. They're extraordinary people who have basically asked for very little in return. And it's why we should pause, not only today, but every day, to thank our veterans for all they've done for all of us. Being governor of the state of New Hampshire, I think, is the best job in the country. Senator Ayotte may disagree with me on that. But part of what I love about my job is I get to meet students regularly. I get to visit the schools and meet students and teachers and thank them for all they do for education. But a special part of my job is also meeting with veterans and being able to listen to them and to get to know their stories that describe their own involvement in serving our country. I wish I had the opportunity to shake hands with every single one of our veterans here today and listen to you and listen to your stories, because your stories are truly remarkable. You know, whether you served in World War II or whether you just came home from Afghanistan and Korea. I don't think we can thank you enough for all that you do for all of us. I truly believe that we live in the greatest state in the greatest country in the world. And as governor and as an ex-governor, I think about that, and I will think about that every single day. And we have our wonderful veterans who are here today for why our country is so special. So thank you all very much for all that you do, and God bless you all, God bless your families, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much.
All right, before we move into our video tribute and finale of the show, I'd just like to take a minute, as previously mentioned, to remember all of the current Salem residents fighting abroad and in the armed services. Sometimes they, of course, unfortunately have to make the ultimate sacrifice, and that happened just last month in our town. We lost a son in Sean Hogan to a training exercise in Fort Campbell in the month of October. Sean was a 2002 graduate of Salem High School, and he was also valedictorian of Virginia Military Institute. So please join me in a moment of silence for U.S. Army Captain Sean Hogan. Thank you. Now I'm going to introduce our fourth and final student speaker, and then we will also move into our Veterans Video Day tribute. Coming to the podium, Emma Stagnelli.
Bravery, strength, and courage. These words describe the many men and women who serve and have served our country. These are the Americans who stand proud and will always be heroes of America. These are the heroes of hope and pride. These are the Americans who inspire us all. These are the Americans who will always be remembered. Our veterans will always be America's pride. They have fought many battles and have left their life to serve for other lives. They are the ones who protected America. They have protected pride. Our veterans are important in so many ways. Each day they make me realize that strength comes from the heart and hope comes from the soul. Our veterans are the ones who have faith and will always be important. America is a strong country, and those many Americans who have fought and who have served our country make it strong. They are the ones who have made me feel safe and secure. Our veterans have made a great difference in America. They remind us all to respect the American flag. They are the ones who fight for freedom. They are America's heroes. This is a time to celebrate our veterans. These are the veterans who have risked their life for ours. They have fought bravely to protect America. This is a time to take a moment and say thank you to those many men and women. This is a time to stand proudly and be grateful for the amazing things that our great veterans have done for us. These men and women are America's hearts. These veterans are America.